All right. Okay. So we're going to read what's on the screen. So read with me. Sine rule, finding a side. A over sine A
equals B over sine B equals C over sine C.
Nice. Okay, so what is the sine rule?
A over sine A.
All together. What is the sine rule?
A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C.
So A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C is the
Sine rule.
Very good. So, to find a side, okay, to find a side length, we use the rule with the side length on the numerator. So, to find a side, we
use the rule with the side length on the numerator.
Excellent. All right, so on your boards, okay, you are going to write, oh, sorry, no, not at the moment. So, what is the sine rule to find a length, Daniel? What's the sine rule?
A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C.
Excellent, good. Layla, what needs to be on the numerator when we're finding a side?
The side.
The side length, good. Okay, so that's how we actually operate. All right, on your whiteboard, I want you to write the formula for the sine rule for finding a side. Do it yourself, then turn it over, and then I will tell you to chin it. Hold it down until I say to chin it. So, okay. So it should be facing downwards. And then when I say chin it, you'll put it up. All right, and chin it. Nice. Just a reminder, ladies, A, the little a goes on the top, and sine A goes on the bottom. That's okay. Finding a side. So just be careful. Just remember that. All right. Rub it out. All right. So we're on to the next slide. So read with me. To find an angle, sine A over A equals
Sine B over B equals sine C over C.
All right, what is the sine rule for finding an angle?
Sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C.
So sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. Find
An angle.
Excellent. Finds an angle for the sine rule. Nice. Okay. All right. To find an angle, using the sine rule, we have the angle part on the numerator. So the sine A or the sine B. Okay? All right. Megan, what is the sine rule to find an angle? Excellent. Ryan, what needs to be on the numerator when I'm finding an angle? The angle. So when I'm finding an angle, the angle has to be on the side, on the top. Okay? Numerator being the top. Okay, on your whiteboard, let's write the formula for finding the sine, an angle using the sine rule. Hold them down, ready to chin it. All right, turning him over. He's ready to chin it. Hold on. Okay, and chin it. Better, better. Okay, excellent. That's fantastic. So that means we can move on. All right, I do. So I'm going to do this example. Okay, so I'll do this example. We're not using the whiteboards. You can use the whiteboards once we get to the final example or the ones. Okay, all right. So the steps to finding an angle. Notice that I've got the angle theta down in the left-hand corner. Okay, so a reminder, or sorry, I identify if you're finding a length or an angle. So I'm finding an angle because the angle is what's marked as the unknown. Step 2, I write out the correct sine rule equation. So because I'm finding an angle, I write sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. I only need 2 of these, okay? So I just leave the 2 that I want. So we know the rule works for the 3 because we've got 3 sides and 3 angles. Okay. I match the side with the angle, so substitute into the formula. So sine of theta over, and you can see with the arrows, the theta is opposite the 6, over the 6 equals sine 75 over the 10. And then once I substitute into the formula, I calculate. So I'm going to move the 6 over. So I go sine theta equals sine 75 over 10 times 6. And then I get sine theta equals to some decimal. So let me quickly, thank you, throw it in the calculator. Yeah, by the whole fraction. So you do
times is the 6 by the 6, then cancels out the bottom, and we times. So yeah, that's what it does. Yes.
And we get 0.579 and then a whole bunch of 5. 0.5795 dot dot dot. Okay. The final step, a reminder, or remember when finding an angle, you press on your calculator shift sine. So if I want to move the sine to the other side, I press the sine minus 1 of the, and that's why you've got a wonderful answer button on your calculator, so I don't enter the whole decimal again. So I go sine minus 1, so shift sine of the answer, 0.5795, and we're doing this to the nearest minute. So it's 35 degrees, 24 minutes. And 55 seconds. Okay, so when we round this, so when I round this to the nearest minute, can anyone tell me what it's going to be for the nearest minute, Ryan?
25 degrees, 25 minutes.
34 degrees, 25 minutes. Why, Ryan?
Because the 55 is over 30.
The 55 is over 30, so it rounds it up by 1.
Is it 30 or above?
30 or above. Alexander?
With the calculator, can't we just press shift sine bracket fraction 7.3 times sine 70?
Very good. So I could have up here, yes, you are correct. So at this step here, I could have done theta equals sine minus 1 of sine 75 over 10 times 6. That is correct. Okay, so I can either get the answer as a decimal and go shift sine of the answer, or I can actually do shift sine of the step up there. All right, so next one. Oh, any questions on that? Right.
Why do we do sine minus 1 instead of pressing the degrees button for the answer?
You do press the degrees button afterwards,
Oh, okay.
but I'm moving the sign across, so it's sine minus 1.
To get the finger back. So.
Yeah.
Okay, good question. Anyone else? Okay. We do. All right. So, using, okay, let's work out this together. All right. So, when we work this one out together, I'll put this down here because I'm going to leave these on the board for you to take down later. So, we're not taking these down yet. Okay. So we're going to match, identify if we're finding a length or an angle. Bella, are we finding a length or an angle?
Angle.
We're finding an angle. So we're going to use sine A over A equals sine B over B. All right, write out the correct sine rule. We've done that. Substitute into the formula. Peter, substitute into the formula correctly, please.
So that would be sine m over 8 equals to sine 75 over 10.
Over 10. All right, excellent. And calculate. So calculate. Zoe, how do I calculate this now?
And then you times the sine 75 over 10 by h.
Excellent. And last step.
And then you calculate that.
And then you calculate that. So I either do what Alexander suggested, I shift sign that, or I get it as a decimal and then shift sign the answer. Okay? So in degrees and minutes, Amelia's getting this for us. Yeah, all good. Nice. So we get 50 degrees and 36 minutes. Right, so 50 degrees and 36 minutes. Are we all happy with that? All right, so double check. All right, so we've got an I do, we've done together.
I got 50 with 60.
Yeah, press your little degree,
Bubble key.
yeah, the bubble thing. Yeah, 50 degrees, 36 minutes. Yep, nice, that's it. Good question. All right, so we end up with the decimal. The decimal would help us if we were rounding to the nearest degree. Okay, all right. Any other questions? All right. So the final step, I do, we do, you do. So these are in 3 levels. The green is basically a replication of what we've been doing. Okay? So it's a fairly, it's just a repeat of it. The orange moves up a level and the red is the tough. Okay, so it's the challenge. So you pick the level that you wish to do. Okay? If you want to just build your confidence, okay, so you're still not sure what we've been doing here, do the green one. If you really understand what we've been doing here, go and do the red one.